強く強く輝いて消えた流れ星ほら命が燃える何かに怯え走り続けたその虚しさのしじまに何を見て何を探してきた自分の声がただ響く幾千万の星の中で惹かれて出会った守り手たちよ回る回る時の輪の中で自分の弱さ強さの先に同じ空誰かが見上げてそう信じて消さ
Hello and welcome everybody to ZGG's IBS League Week 5. Here today we do have TFF Solar Flare and Revolution Uprising. Unfortunately, Hyperion was not able to play tonight, so we are doing a backup game. But I am Thousand Eyes alongside Gavin over on our left here, I believe. I believe left. No, I think right.
Somewhere. It's fine.
Somewhere. You
You'll find
exist
me.
somewhere. It's fine. We'll figure it out. All right. And yeah, we will be getting underway fairly shortly. But first off, how are you doing, Gavin?
I'm doing pretty good. This is my first cast. I'm excited. We're gonna play some League of Legends. It's gonna be good.
It is going to occur. We are going to have a good time. All right. Yeah, and teams should be readying up in our draft very shortly, as we have been ready for a little bit, just kind of getting some production stuff set up and ready to go. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about what we're expecting to see here, Gavin.
I think the jungler for Revolution has a pretty big jungler pool. So it'll kind of just be whatever he wants to play. So that seems to be a lot of I did a little bit of scouting on their op.ggs, and a lot of it was just it seems like they all have pretty big champion pools, with the exception of Rev's mid laner has a lot of Katarina and Ahri games. So Katarina, probably Katarina. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then their AD carry plays a lot of Ezreal, but it should be pretty standard unless they decide, screw it, we're gonna have Seraphine bot lane, which some of them have been playing. So some hopefully pretty normal, but yeah,
No,
it should
no.
be fine.
Welcome to your first game in Iron Bronze Silver. There is
Let's
no
go.
normal. The norm
Love
is
it.
going out the window. I think one of the things I'm definitely going to be looking for is that Amumu, because since last patch he's been kind of really strong, and he's always been a good lower elo champ that can just really cause havoc in team fights.
Yeah, it turns out Perma CC is pretty good.
Yeah.
And
They
if you can
can't
do it
move,
twice,
they can't
even
move.
better. Yeah, not letting the other people move is generally a good thing in this video game.
Yeah, so I unfortunately am not capable of seeing our chat in our custom game that we have set up, so I do not know if the teams are prepped and ready to go. But we will, I'm sure, find out fairly certain. Yeah, and we should be getting underway in just a moment here. Like you said, I think the Katarina ban probably coming through. And I think Amumu needs to be taken off as we do get underway here.
Yeah, Amumu needs to go. Katarina and Ahri, if you want to really target that person. Just kind of depends on how scared you are. Don't be a coward. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Mordekaiser ban.
Absolutely
That's
here.
interesting.
Yeah, taking that one off the board, taking some of these strong top laners away, and making sure that teams are not able to just win lanes super hard. Is Zyra, Silas also being taken away here?
Thyra makes a lot of sense, especially in lower elos. She is so obnoxious. It is so hard to lane against a good Zyra, even a mediocre Zyra, even a bad Zyra. It's fine. You don't even need to hit your skill shots. Your plants will do everything for you.
Yeah, that's why I've been climbing lately. I've just been spamming Zyra. You don't even hit anything and you win. It's
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 just that
very
easy.
very fun and engaging gameplay that I love to make other people enjoy. Uh, so yeah, the Morgana also being taken away, so a very high focus on the support role for Revolution as the Diana will be taken off. Tom Kench is going to be the first pickup
And
here, and that scares me a lot.
yes, that better be going top lane
Oh.
or mid lane. I don't care as long as it's a solo lane.
Yeah, most likely going to be going up in that top side. If it is support Tom Kench, I'm going to scream, and we will go from there, I guess.
Yeah, you're basically inting at that point. He's just not. He's like, he's a good support in that you can be pretty aggressive. He's kind of like Trundle, to be honest. He doesn't have a lot of protection for your AD carry, but if
Oh,
you can
don't
manage
get
to
me
lock,
started.
if
Don't
you
get
can
me
manage to
started on
lock the
Trundle
enemy AD carry
support.
down, he can be pretty brutal in the support lane. But we're seeing Ashe, so it does look like they're going to be looking to play towards the bot side. She is very, 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 very good in early game, especially in lower elo when you. It's hard to play around point and click CC generally. It's what I've found. Hey, look,
Yeah.
Trundle.
Hey, look, Trundle. Yeah. So I actually do believe this could be it could be jungle. I think support Trundle has been seeing some popularity. It's gonna get nerfed next patch. Thank God. Get that thing away from me. But Darius has been locked in as well. Assuming that Tom Kench is top lane, that seems like a matchup that will be a bit of a struggle for Tom Kench, at least in the real early parts.
You would think, but Tom Kench is a ball of stats. If he gets a single gank, and really he barely even needs it, but if he gets ahead by an inch, it's gonna that whole lane will just cease to exist. Tom Kench will be able to go wherever he wants because he
Yeah.
just because your bleed is constantly procking your gray health. So what do? If you can't straight up
Hi.
just kill him, he will out sustain you every time. And he wants Darius really struggles against champions that just want to be in your face. Tom Kench wants to be in your face. He will jump on your face. He will lick it. He will not let you move.
You certainly will as the echo's locked in. Because now we're going to get to the second fan phase here. Yeah, all right. So the Echo, I believe you had talked about how strong Jungle Echo has been getting since the buffs previously. So why don't you walk me through a little bit of that kind of a matchup?
Yeah, I was scouting ahead one of the other teams that was supposed to be playing earlier today, and that person had played just a lot of Echo Jungle and solo queue. But I generally think AP junglers right now are pretty strong. Itemization's pretty great. Plus, it frees you up to play those AD carry, those AD lanes that can hard carry like your Darius. It just frees you up to not have to worry about the other team just stacking armor, which, especially with a Tom Kench and a Trundle who are just going to stack armor, you do need that AP threat on the Varus, who won't have as much protection from the Tom Kench. So it's a pretty good pick. They don't have a lot of ways to peel for the Varus, so it looks like they're gonna. I like to call this the screw your AD carry style, where you just you dive. There's no peeling it. You just walk at them, and what are they gonna do? It's a Varus. He doesn't have any mobility.
Yeah, the Bears ult may come in clutch though, so it is one of the few AD carries that has some sort of self peel option that isn't just running away. The Nautilus, the Rise, and the Braum also all being taken away here, not letting that slow stacking in the bot side show up. Once again, we still don't know for sure where that Trundle is going. That could be that jungle Trundle, that could be that support Trundle. We don't have a super great knowledge if it's going to go one way or the other. The Leona pickup alongside the Ash, just going for tons of crowd control.
I think if you were gonna flex it, you would flex it into the Leona because Leona, if she pops her W and then gets what the Conqueror or not Conqueror, the Colossus one where Aftershock, that's the one, where she procs on Aftershock and her W and you Trundle ult her, she's not a champion anymore. She doesn't exist. You'll shred her. And then your Trundle. Yep. See, here comes the Hecarim. Trundle gets pushed into bot lane if it was a flex already. If they didn't already intended to go support, they definitely wanted to go support now. It's a really good pick into Leona, and it is interesting that they picked Leona into Trundle without having seen their jungle pick yet.
Yeah, so now the Corki is being hovered right now. We'll see if that is actually going to be locked in here. I kind of like TFF's composition here because it is very front to back. It is very standard. Outside of like
Uh-huh.
Trundle support, it is just a lot of beef with a double damage source coming through in that backside. A lot of DPS is going to come through those 280 carries. And now with the last pick here, we're expecting something in the mid lane for Revolution. What are you hoping to see against this Corki?
You either need something super, super aggressive or something super, super safe. So either like an Orianna or a Rise or a Cassiopeia is a perfect front to back mage who just gives you that late game insurance where even if your other lanes are kind of not doing so great, Cassiopeia eventually late game will be enough to keep them at bay. You can't really dive a front line if Cassiopeia is just pelting you with those fangs. It also prevents a lot of the Hecarim and the Corki's dive potential. You throw down your miasma, and oh well, you can't move. It's fine. So honestly, these two comps look pretty evenly matched. I don't really think any one has the edge over the other. I do think it'll be a pretty volatile lanes. Basically, whoever gets ahead is just going to have to keep pressing the gas pedal and going forward and forward and forward, and hopefully that'll push them past the finish line, or they'll stall out. I don't know.
Yeah, it is kind of like a very similar style of compositions, although Revolution seems like they got a little bit more dive potential. They got a little more damage built up in their composition, trading off some of that tank that TFF Solar Flare have picked up. Now, I'm kind of just interested if that extra damage can be used in the early game. If Revolution are gonna be enough of a threat early on to push Solar Flare back and then kind of move into that mid game with enough of a lead that they can take over from there. Because, like you said, either one of these compositions getting ahead basically means they are going to take over the game.
Playtime's over.
As we are now into the complete draft here, bans will be coming through, and we will get underway just a little bit more here. And are there any lanes here, Gavin, that are jumping out to you?
No. I think early in the game, Ash Leona is gonna have a slight edge over Varus unless you play it wrong. I think if the Leona can engage on either the Trundle or the Varus and they have the damage to pop them, it'll be enough that you kill the first person. The 1v2 won't matter, and basically all Revolution have to do is just burst one person. There's a thing that low elo AD carries like to do, or bot lanes in general like to do, where you'll get a pick on someone, like Leona will go on someone, and they'll start damaging the other person. And that's kind of good, I guess, but you really, especially in this situation, need to just pick one person and blow them up, because then you don't have to worry about the follow up because it's just one person and you're two. And if you do it fast enough, you won't even be low health. So that's that. And then Echo, I think if TFF push up at all, push forward at all, Echo should be there so fast. He should live in the bot lane. He he just needs to be there so much. That's his home from now on.
Yeah, yeah, Echo really needs to start getting off the ground early because, like you said, AP junglers can be really threatening. But I've noticed, at least in my experience, it seems like if they don't get off the ground, they can really struggle come mid game. They need to kind of hit the mid game running and have a little bit of a lead on their opponents, or it's kind of a struggle to make enough of an impact to justify having something like an Echo over a tankier type of jungler like the Hecarim.
Yeah, because if the Hecarim does get ahead, either the Hecarim or the Corki, you are going to miss that tank. Leona is tanky if she can get on someone and use her W. That is true, but not as tanky as like an actual top laner. But and Darius is going to be bruisery, but he is not a tank. Whereas if TFF fall a little bit behind, they have that front line in Trundle, and they have that front line in Tom Kench. Trundle can just steal stats from people. He's fine. And then Hecarim builds Bruiser as well. So I definitely think TFS is a lot easier to pull off as long as they can just be safe. Revolution have to they have to kick the gas. They have to go. They have to ram it home. TFF can just kind of chill. It should be volatile if Revolution is playing right. If it's not, it's going to be boring, and TFF want that.
Yeah. Yeah. TFF just looking to scale up into the late game, not deal with too much of a scary early game, but Revolution do have the tools to push that gas pedal down if need be. I'm also kind of just curious. You've already talked a little bit about the Darius Tom Kench matchup, but the Corki Cassiopeia is also one that I don't know a whole lot about. I play a little bit of Corki. I do not have much experience on Cassiopeia because I usually get my tail stomped in if I try and play her.
Yeah, so if they're playing right, if they're playing smart, they should not fight at all, really. Both sides of that matchup want to just kind of farm up. Because, if the Cassiopeia tries to go in and whiffs it at all, or if another jungler shows up, Corki can just jump on you. Hecarim can just jump on you. Like everyone can just jump on you, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Whereas if Corki jumps in, miasma, and Cassiopeia has plenty of damage too, where if Echo comes in also, it's the mid lane really shouldn't be that volatile. I think it's going to be a lot more focused on the top and bot lane matchups, probably top if I had to guess, but mid lane should just be farming out for late game.
Yeah, and like you said, that bot lane definitely could be volatile if Ashe and Leona can catch out the Varus and the Trundle here. I'm gonna be watching Hecarim though, because I feel like a lot of people don't consider how strong Trundle Pillar is in that early game, and somebody like Ashe or Leona getting caught on the wrong side of it when there is a big horseman running you down. You really need to be prepared to deal with Hecarim showing up there.
Yeah, it is also a good point with Trundle's Pillar. It hasn't been nerfed yet. So you have 4 champions on Revolution that are immobile. Darius, Cassio, Ashe, and kind of Leona don't have an ult or a dash at all. So once that pillar goes up, if you are in the wrong spot and you don't have flash, you dead.
Yeah, absolutely. But we will see how that is going to work out as we do wait out the spectator delay. We're going to take a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back with game 1 of TFF Solar Flare versus Revolution Uprising. And welcome back, everybody. We are into game 1 of TFF Solar Flare versus Revolution Uprising. TFF Solar Flare on the blue side, Revolution on the red. And teams just spreading out for now.
Got that line of scrimmage going.
Yeah, just everybody ready except for Hecarim, who really wants to get that red buff started.
Yeah, not a team player. Not a team player. It's tragic.
Unfortunate as it do be, but also seeing too Echo hanging out on this red buff side. So
Yeah,
I think both teams, both teams are kind of going to be aware here. I like this move in. Both teams looking to try and invade.
No, I think they were just fishing for vision.
Okay, we already have TFF with the lead. Vision score. So they do get the ward on the Raptors.
Easy
and
game.
Currently, Revolution have
Win
nothing. Just forfeit 15 minutes. Everybody.
Game's over already.
Yeah. We will be getting underway in just a second here. It is, I believe, going to be that. Yeah, it should be that the Legolas style Varus as opposed to the on hit.
Oh, is it? That's
It makes me sad.
I super prefer on hit Varus. I think he's generally better, though this comp, I completely understand the merit behind poke Varus. You really shouldn't be in a situation where you're tagging people that often. Your team wants to go in, really Corki should be doing all of your damage to the tanks, and then your Tahm Kench and your Hecarim should be diving your backline anyway, so really you just want to get the odd Q in, use your ult on cooldown, not on cooldown, but for these team fights. Oh, looks like we got a spicy level 1.
Yeah, Corki hitting that level 2 a little bit early here, and now Terramir is going to go in. Bickle is getting hit by that stun. Good follow-up there. Bickle taking a lot of damage with that ignite, but will not go down. Does have a great start to that lane, though.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to see from Ashe and Leona. You do just need to take that early game and run with it. You cannot let you can't let Varus and Trundle get ahead of you, especially when he can start stealing your stats later on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely is. Right now, still just that complete swap of the jungle. Hecarim looking up towards this top side. We'll see if Rocky wants to go in. Here is the E hit, didn't get a hit. That was weird. Okay. General Denobi gonna get caught out here. Gets a nice heal, but I don't think it's gonna mean anything. His first blood is gonna be given over to Rocky. And he is just gonna go back and clear the rest of his jungle with a nice chunk of change in his pocket.
Yum, yum, yum. That's what we wanted to see from the Tahm Kench. If he gets ahead, that lane is not going to be fun for the Darius. Especially if Tahm Kench builds the Thornmail item first. It is not the Bramble Vest. He will not be able to, Darius will not be able to heal in that lane at all, ever, forever. So that lane, Tahm Kench basically just has permanent priority. So you're probably going to be looking to see the Hecarim play more towards top side and Echo play more towards bot side, because yeah, Ashe Leona's gonna win that matchup.
Absolutely, as Echo does make a little bit of an appearance in the mid lane here. Gonna show a bit as Darius is super deep in the jungle.
Darius, what are you doing over there, bud?
Yeah, they're thinking about contesting this blue buff, but Exotic Fox is not in a position to go and help this, so that is just going to be pulled away from. As, Wisdom is getting caught out a little bit by the pillar here. Bickle is getting slowed by the Ashe, and now here comes Terramir going in onto Pandakine, who is to flash away, staying alive for just a little bit longer now. The Q will come across as Varus is trying to do damage, but it is just not there yet. Wisdom is going forward, flashing in, healing for the extra move speed, and Bickle gets out with just a little bit of health. All summoners burned from the side of TFF as they do get away, lives spared, but they are definitely on the back foot right now.
Yeah, that is pretty unfortunate that they didn't get the kill. It does mean Trundle's going to come back a lane a lot faster, but the CS is so similar. I think at this point it shouldn't have too much of an impact on the lane overall. I think Ashe and Leona will continue to have a lot of priority as in the next few minutes, but I think later on the game it should stable out. Looks like Darius wants to pick a fight with a frog.
Yeah, Wonka is moving up here, trying to get up into that. There is the stun from the Echo. Good damage onto Downfall. Will be staying alive for just a little bit longer, but the bleed, that is not going to be a Tahm Kench living for long, I believe. Oh yeah, uses the E to stay alive, and there is Wonk getting the kill. And that will be Echo getting a kill and getting off the ground too. But Bickle now thinking about going into this mid lane. The dash forward from Lengmo, getting that damage down. Exotic Fox is going to flash away from the pillar and will stay alive. But that is a flash down on the Cassiopeia now.
Yeah, this is pretty much exactly what we wanted to see from the side lanes. The mid lane is a little bit more volatile, but yeah, double ganks in the top lane, kills both times. You got the bot lane constantly fighting. It's dead even in farm, which is pretty cool to see. Would have been pretty boring if one of the lanes just ran away with it, but yeah, it looks like what we were hoping for in draft phase seems to be panning out.
Yeah, and so far so good. All the lanes kind of just panning out as expected. Darius getting a bit of a CS lead up in this top side now too. See, Downfall is a little scared to move up.
Yeah, he's got a big wave frozen, so he can kind of keep this like this for a while. I think by the time it starts to crash into the tower, Hecarim should be up there, so Darius should just push this up to the tower and back off. It'll be a good time to back. He probably has a bunch of gold right now. He hasn't backed in a while. He only has the longsword.
Can't back there. That's not gonna work.
Oh, that's always a tilter.
Yeah, vision will be cleared. Rocky thinking about starting this one out, but Varus is not in a position to help. Exotic does have the TP.
They do have bot lane priority. They don't have bot lane priority, but mid lane does. So, yeah, looks like a free dragon for them. I can't imagine that they would be contested on this.
Yeah, gonna be a free first dragon. The Mountain Drake gonna give a lot more stats over to that Tom Kench, so he will enjoy that for himself.
It's gonna be spicy.
Yeah, nice little start there. It is going to be an Ocean Dragon second, so we're either going to have a Cloud or an Infernal Soul come through when that does finally hit, but right now, TFF getting a little bit more than I think we expected based on their team comp in this early game.
Yeah, their bot lane is holding their own, I think, definitely. Kind of expected the Ashe to run away with this, but it's just pretty straightforward. Didn't expect that. I kind of hoped, but I thought the Ashe Leona would roll over them more. But there were two very, very close calls, and I think that if they did secure those kills, it would have been a lot more of a runaway game.
For sure, and the pressure is still there. You can see as Panda has hit level 6, Bickle is still on that level 4. And the pressure coming through just means that the Leona can't go forward here. Rocky is thinking about going in. Terramare is gonna get seen here by this Hecarim. There is the pillar. Wisdom is gonna get caught out. Good stun from Terramare onto Rocky. And now Rocky is going to just get a free assist given over. Panda with the ultimate, and that is another kill for TFF Solar Flare.
Yeah, we are very much approaching the moment where the Ashe Leona bot lane stops winning against Darius.
Yeah, there's the ghost from Darius there as they're trying to get onto this Tom Kench. Uses the Abyssal Voyage to get away. Downfall using that shield as well. Bleed is coming through. Zenobi is going to hit that Noxia guillotine, and he's going to get a kill for himself and try and get some of this top lane going for himself.
Yeah, that was honestly about as well played from Downfall as you could have hoped for on the Abyssal Voyage. You do need to wait until Darius burns his pull before you jump, because once it gets canceled, you're a fish out of water. But he played that about as well. But yeah, he played that about as well as he could. But with damage being as high as it is with the Darius and Echo, you can't
Oh,
run from that too much.
Wonk is getting a little bit spicy there going into that jungle, and I don't actually think that they can fight this. There is the Abyssal Voyage going too deep there. Stun is going to hit onto Rocky as he is trying to get away, but the Onslaught of Shadows does not mean much, buddy, because that is another kill going to Darius. He is now 2-1, and he's got a nice little sack of gold in his pocket to go spend when he goes back home.
Yeah, Downfall just decided, actually, hey, you're good. You're fine. I don't think I can help you. I don't have an ability that, saves people or anything. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Devour does damage, though. If I use it to save people, it can't do damage.
It sure does. I suppose you're right. But yeah, I do think Darius is going to start running away with this. That whole lane just depends on whoever pulled ahead first, and they just had better jungle presence. Rev did so. Yep, and then that is interesting though, because now their bot lane is going to start inting against Varus Trundle, because level 6 is where that matchup flips. Ashe and Leona have a lot of damage in CC early game, But Varus is no slouch when it comes to damage, and Trundle can just steal all of Leona's stats. So look to this matchup being pretty one-sided from now on. Though the mid lane, it does look like it's going in the favor of Legmo. Here goes.
Ooh, yeah, there is the engage there as Exotic Fox gets blown. Flashes back, but you're still on to that fire, buddy. You're going down.
Yeah, you need to be conscious.
Kill. Yeah, Lengmo popping off in this mid game here.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was just about to say. It looks like he's running away with that. He did have a pretty sizable gold lead, which is nice to see.
Oh, Wonka's getting a little bit caught out. Gonna push away. Staying alive here.
All right. Well, bloody game a little bit. It's not as crazy as we maybe could have hoped for, but all things considered, yeah. We got the Darius, so you knew that top lane was going to be a bloodbath, and yeah, look at that. There is 3 of the kills in this game.
Oh, no. Nobody leave! Get out of there!
No.
Over the Trundle Pillar. Jaramir is going to use a stun to get away. Heal is used. Bickle now trying to take up some of these stats, chasing down this Ashe. Wonka's trying to come around and seal the deal on this one. The stun coming through from Jaramir, but the Panda is going to pick up a kill onto the Ashe with the burst. Panda getting another kill here. Bickle actually picking that one up. Wonka's going to get caught out. Burst coming through from this Varus. Oh my god, the Echo Chrono Break pops Panda, gets a kill out of it, and might try to get Bickle at the same time.
Wow, that was a lot of kills real fast. So yeah, let's take a second to recap what just happened. It was a lot of fighting. The bot lane matchup did end up being in the favor of, never mind.
Yeah, no, you can shut up. It's my turn to talk. Wonk's coming through. Lengmo getting a lot of damage, but here's the onslaught of shadows. Rocky gonna chase down this Echo. Does not have the Chrono Break just yet. Uses that smite to try and get the burn damage down, but I think Wonk is gonna live there. Echo gets out with a sliver of health.
And these fights always just come down to like the slimmest of margins, and honestly, it is super fun to watch. Every single time one of these teams fights, there's no one team that is just running away with this game yet, which is impressive because we have 9 kills in 12 minutes, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, sometimes people, like, really like to give crap for IBS as the Abyssal Voyage does not get stopped by the grab from General Denobi. He's going to keep trying to chase down this Tahm Kench, but in the meantime, TFF are going to pick up a dragon for themselves. Revolution, knowing that that Echo was low and had to go up topside to either heal or back. It is just a free second dragon being picked up at 13 minutes for TFF Solar Flare.
Yeah, so we got the Cloud Drake coming in. I dare say it's exactly what Rev would have hoped for. As much as, obviously everyone loves Infernal Soul because damage is good and we like damage. But the faster you can get those Echo ults coming out, and the faster you can get those team fight winning Cassio ults and Ashe ults and Leona ults, they have a lot of lockdown, which is what they need. And Cloud Drake's gonna be pretty good for that. Did you not see this skill shot right there, bud?
Yeah, there is the Devour coming through. Is General Denobi going to get hit by that? Lots of damage coming through. This is why I didn't use it to save my teammate. Here comes the Abyssal Void. To try and go on to the Darius. He does not have too many friends around to help him out, and he will go down. Shut down going over to Lengmo here, who is now 2-0 on this Corki.
Yeah, this Corki's going to be huge. He is going to shred, because they don't have the front line so much, especially once...
Uh-oh, here comes Bickle getting caught out, but he's going to survive with that ultimate. Wisdom taking a lot of damage, but Panda can't get through enough. Saramir is trying to get a snuff stun and CC on Wisdom, but he will go down, and there is Wisdom going down as well. Panda Klein also trying to 2v1 at this point, but the damage is not there. Exotic Fox will pick that one up, and that is a huge turnaround now for Exotic Fox.
And yet, it is dead even. There is only like 400 gold between these teams and no kills. This is kind of amazing.
Yeah, hold up. We got more fighting. Wonk trying to go on to a Tahm Kench. You don't really like this matchup anymore, buddy. you can't 1v1 a Tahm Kench anymore. That time is past.
Yeah, he went Frostfire. That is, you are not getting away from him once he starts punching you in the face. He will walk at you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and we almost crested a kill a minute there, which is pretty fun.
Look, I expected it. Like, I'm surprised it's not going faster. But now we do see has that package ready. Exotic Fox getting exhausted, stuck on that pillar. That will be an easy pickup. Lengmo now getting another shutdown. 3-0 up on the farm. Lots of money ready for this Corki to go into that mid game.
Yeah, they definitely needed the two people that they needed to get money are getting money. You have a 3-0 Corki and a 3-2-1 Varus, and that is about as good as you can hope. You don't really care if the Tahm Kench wins that matchup. He's dead even in farm. It doesn't matter that Darius has more kills than he does. You want your front line to be tanky, and I'll just shut up again. Excuse me.
Oh, wait, no, he's out. He's out. We're good.
All right.
We're good.
All right.
Continue. I will allow it.
But
No, go. Just go, Gavin. Take it.
No, it's fine. It doesn't even matter. It's
yeah, as General Kenobi is going to keep going on this. He's got the max bleed stacks, but he is going to back off. He does not know who else is around, so he doesn't want to keep chasing.
They're really just gonna keep fighting every chance they get. But this is kind of what we expected. You have your mid lane and your bot lane ahead, and that's what you needed, because you need them to be able to survive on their own, and your front line, it just needs to exist, and that's all they got to do. Trundle doesn't even need to be head because he can just steal stats from everyone else. It's great. It's a great time to be a support.
Yeah, but at the same time, you do have this Darius with the 2 kills, feeling pretty okay coming out of this lane phase here. And the Echo also doing decent. You know, no team is really super ahead here. It's just the gold is exactly where TFF won it, so it's a little bit more favored for the side of TFF as opposed to Revolution. Here comes TP though, as now Panda needs to run. There's the stun on to the Trundle. Pickle is trying to run away, but it does not mean anything. You are going down, buddy. As Darius is going to keep trying to chase down General Denobi, hitting that grab onto Panda. Panda trying to run back, and there is the Noxian Guillotine. General Denobi picking up his 3rd kill right before this dragon, so they can set that one up and be prepared for that as the 3rd one spawns.
Or like General Dunkanobi, am I right? Anyway, I do think that while TFF has gold on all their important carries, you do also have to keep in mind in the fact that so does Rev, because Echo's 3-0-3. That's not gonna be nothing later on. That champion will vomit damage, and he'll be able to slink out. And TFF really don't have that much lockdown, so kind of look for Echo to be the game winner here. And then Cassio also has plenty of items. She's not that far down in gold. Corki's just gonna be up because he's ahead in farm, and he got those 2 shutdowns. But Cassio has also been a part of 3 kills as well herself.
The more puns you make, the more I'm like, this was a mistake.
Yeah, you asked for this.
Yeah, I literally told you to come here and cast for us, and now I'm deeply regretting it.
I was straight up just asking for tips, and you're like, "How you're doing this now?" So here we are. I'm doing this now.
When you need bodies, you need bodies. Okay. But
yeah, this game is still teetering on a knife's edge, in my opinion. I think either team can run away with this. There's just gonna have to be a break point. Like, one of these teams is gonna get so fed so fast that the other team just won't be able to catch up. And whether that is Echo being able to pop Corki before anyone else can even react, whether or not Downfall will use his ultimate in a non-offensive capability, which you should probably do at any point. But yeah, one person in this game is gonna get really fed, and that's gonna decide the game, I think.
yeah, right now, ooh, General Denobi pulling in 2 people. I don't think he was ready for that many here, as the Q does not hit anything. There is no heal. There is the Ash Arrow, but it is not for anything, because there goes General Denobi going down.
Yeah, looks like they're just gonna push down mid lane. This is good, because honestly, there's only 3 towers that have been taken this game. There should be more. There has been a lot of fighting, but not a lot of objective taking.
We don't know why we fight, we just do.
just press the gas pedal. Let's go. Let's go.
I can do damage, so I'm going to do damage.
I don't take damage, therefore it doesn't matter where I am on the map, so I might as well fight. Although Tahm Kench did hear me talking about objective, and he was solo pushing, so you gotta respect the frog on that one.
Yeah. He's a catfish, dude.
And He can be he can be several things at one time.
And you can't be both a frog and a catfish. Those are mutually exclusive.
There is literally a champion in this game that is both a snake and a person. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That doesn't exist in real life.
Neither does the catfish frog, but here we are.
I hate this.
Well,
I want to leave.
Yep. You can't. You're trapped here with me.
Ugh. Anyway, we are.
Go ahead.
We are 20 minutes into this game, 9-9. Dragon gonna be spawning in 2.5 minutes here. Right now, as you said, the Corki and the Varus still doing fairly well, but Ashe farming up pretty well, all things considered. There is Terramir going in. The Ashe are gonna follow up. Bickle is getting a little caught out. Gonna steal those stats and use a pillar and say goodbye, everybody. I am out of here.
Yeah, it's so close. I wish one of them would just make a mistake. Just do something. I feel like I'm just poking them with a stick. Like, hey, fight, but like do the whole thing. Don't just do skirmishes. I want a full team fight. This is like the opposite of my solo queue games. This is like I want everyone to group, but not so we can get objectives. I just want them to fight real bad. I just want to be the guy outside of the dancing monkey meme from The Simpsons. I just want to throw catch at them while they fight each other. That's all I want.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, as everybody playing a little bit too brain on at the moment. Gavin does want a little bit of monkey action. And hopefully we'll see it about 1.5 minutes as that dragon will spawn. Right now it is just farming simulator. Everybody up on the sides, trying to make sure those waves are at a good spot.
Yeah. All right. So to ground myself and to kind of get us closer to the dragon that's going to spawn soon, I do think we should be looking for Tahm Kench to be the engager here, which kind of seems counterintuitive. He doesn't have a super long range, but I think if you have the Tahm Kench kind of diving on their front line, he's gonna stay alive long enough that you have Corki and Hecarim just blitzing your backline, just ramming straight into their faces, while Varus and Trundle catch up and steal everyone's stats and lock them down and all that. So I think that's the way they go. You kind of want to watch the Tahm Kench.
I'm watching the Tahm Kench right now because he's a little bit in a bad spot
Tahm
there. He's very dead.
No output for you.
Yeah,
no,
I actually use the.
Can't turn this if he plays it right.
Yeah, if he plays it right, but there is the bleed that gives a lot of stats over to the Darius, and there is the damage coming through. There is the Q hitting right as the Abyssal Voyage ends. He is gonna just try and survive the eat. He's trying to eat to stay alive. Wait a minute! Devour flash away. Downfall's still running. The ghost has been. Denobi is still going forward, and he's gonna get the kill, and that is the dunk again, trying just to get the damage, getting the Q for the heal.
No way.
He's not. He's gonna go down. Terramir engaging on the bot side at the same time now. Bickle getting caught out. Lengmo is trying to put damage down. Terramir will go down, not tanky enough. And Bickle is trying to just stay right on the outside of the fight. Lengmo getting caught out with that heal, trying to stay alive with the shield bow will go down as there is the kills for Exotic Fox getting a kill. And that should be Dragon coming up as 4 people are dead for TFF Solar Flare.
Thank you guys so much. I just wanted fighting and you guys just did it. That was beautiful. I just wanted more of that. Give me more of that. That's all I want. I feel like a Roman emperor just shouting at my subjects to do battle for my entertainment.
Go on, please.
You combat, I wish to eat grapes and observe. So there is not really any objectives I think that anyone can really go for. They're gonna
the dragon.
Not for a good while. It's gonna be about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And I don't think any one team is explicitly equipped to take a Drake super fast. But I think we're gonna kind of see it stall out. Both teams are gonna kind of try to farm up, give their carries some gold, see if we can get the vision game sorted out. So yeah, I think it'll kind of I say this, but it should simmer down for a minute.
Yeah. Should be a little bit slower, but Downfall is very far forward without any backup as Denobi does show up, so he will leave. Vision being fairly sparse across the map right now. It is only Rev that have a lot of vision past their own jungle, but pretty much both teams running blind at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think either team is super willing to fight around Baron, even though that is your big kind of win con here. Both teams have pretty good wave clear. You're not just gonna siege without it. You're not just gonna sit there hope for the other team to make a mistake. I think someone's gonna get caught, and then the whole team fight's gonna happen because that's kind of just been what's happening so far.
It's very
One
reminiscent
person,
of my own game, so I'm excited to see it happen. Downfall gonna hit the Q on
speak of the
Nobi.
devil.
Yeah. Actually, Downfall running that Tiamat right now, working on that not the Ravenous, the Titanic Hydra rather. As the push is coming through on this dragon, but like this turret, my brain is completely off at the moment. They're gonna not be able to get a whole lot done because there is a lot of wave clear on both teams.
Oh yeah. And the goal difference is only 1.5k. Neither team is at a point where a team fight is insurmountable. I think this is about as even footing as you could get. Both teams have 2 dragons. Rev has 2 more kills, 1.5k more gold. That's it. That's nothing. Like, who cares? Just fight. Just go fight. That's
Just one bad flash away from completely changing the game. Like,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, and there is
Working
more
package.
gold on the yeah, there is more gold on the table for TFF, I think. So honestly, it's kind of in their best interest to force a fight. I know I keep wanting bloodshed, but genuinely, it would be best for them because if you want to take a gander at the bounties, that is approximately 500 gold of bounties just kind of sitting. And Mr. Lenmo has already claimed 2 bounties. He is a bounty hunter this game, and I think
He is Dog the Bounty Hunter.
there he goes. Oh, never mind. He's just drawn a number 1. He just drew a number 1 on the ground. He wanted to let everyone know where he's
Actually,
at on the
it's a
leaderboard.
lowercase L, actually.
No, he's number 1 in farm, so we wanted to point that out. I respect it.
God, I hate you. Okay. Legmo, yeah, that was just the package timing out for anybody that can't read the sarcasm from Gavin.
Never been sarcastic in my life.
I hate you so much. Things are gonna spice up in a little bit here, as you said, Dragon will be in a bit. 1 minute 20. This is a 3rd dragon here. One thing that I don't see enough teams do, at least in my opinion, is go for the Baron trade on the 3rd dragon, as General Denobi's going to ghost in here, go on to Downfall. And now General Denobi does take a bit more damage with that Tiamat coming through, but Exotic Fox is here for the backup. Downfall going into the alcove, says, no, get the hell out of there. Denobi wants the blood. He's going to get the blood. There is the Noxian Guillotine, but with 2 people down on that bottom side, the Baron is going to be started for TFF. They're thinking about going for this. Juan is trying to get into this, but there's the TP coming through. The stun, and oh my god! Echo gets obliterated. Great onslaught of Shadow onto everybody. Winston was trying to stay alive in the backside, slowing people down. The healing is coming through. General Denobi is hitting a grab. Great stun onto Lengmo, and they're turning it around! Here comes Revolution. They're going on to Panda, trying to chase him away. Go on to the Baron. You can just take it for free.
I think they had to back off that Baron way sooner than they did. Once that teleport started coming in, yeah, here we go at the cleanup crew. But once that teleport started coming in, even though they had the 2 people bot lane, your Tom Kench was dead. So you already had that imbalance there, and with the Ashe and Leona engage, what are you gonna do into that? There's not a whole lot to do. You just leave. There's, yeah, that is a lot of engage that you can't just ignore and do Baron. I see this all the time in my solo queue games. Like, you can't just turn off the Baron. Even if you start it, you don't have to finish it. It's okay.
The pressure enough is alone, but with that pressure, the balloon did pop. And Revolution do pick up the pieces, get a Baron for themselves. Sure, Juan doesn't get it, but, I mean, what do you care at that point? It's a Baron on 4. Or no, 3.
Alright, so we do see TFF getting the 3rd Cloud Drink. Oh, maybe.
Oh, maybe not. Here comes the engage. 35 health on that, and it's from Downfall. There's another onslaught of shadows, but there are not enough people here for the side of Revolution, or are there? They're coming through. The bleed from the Darius is huge. It is burning people down. General Denobi is going to help Wisdom pick up a kill, as Lengmo does pick up a kill onto Juan, as now it is a 1 for 2, and the Dragon does eventually get picked up by TFF, putting them on sole point.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I am almost positive that Tom Kench's Sunfire just stole that dragon, which is a sentence that you can say with words. Yeah, I think this finally the pendulum swung in one direction, and I think Rev are hopefully at a point where they can just start cruising through. If you want to look at the items, Echo has a Lich Bane and a Hextech belt, so he's gonna have no trouble getting onto someone and just popping them. He just has to not pull a Jensen, and remember that he does have a stopwatch. You can press that button even though you have your ult. You should probably press it first, if we're being honest.
Yeah, but on the other side, I do want to point out the double Muramana completion on the Corki and the Varus. That is a lot of burst damage that can come through.
Yeah.
If that does go through onto Wisdom or Exotic Fox, you are not going to live through that. That is... You saw how quick that Echo went down, you know, when he tried to move up into that Corki's base. And that you cannot do that without being prepared for the burst damage that's going to come through.
Yeah, I said the pendulum swung the other way, but also they're down about roughly 4.5k gold. But TFF again, they have all the gold right where it's supposed to be. It is all on Corki and Varus is 3 items. That is gonna hurt, especially if you're already low from the Corki poke, because his
damage.
New Empowered Q does execute, and
Nobi, you are really deep in there, friend. There is Ghost. Yeah, Downfall is going to try and flash forward, get the slow, but that is a very quick boy. Has that Dead Man's Plate, is running and trying to stay alive. Rocky popped the Ghost using the Onslaught of Shadow just for the gap close, and now General Denobi is going to be trying to stay alive using that heal. Abyssal Voyage does not connect, and General Denobi is going to get out. In the meantime, Revolution are pushing in that mid side there. They only have 3 up there. Cast pushing that top side. They are getting... Oh my god. Okay, Corki does damage.
I do have to question the decision making wasn't all there on the side of TFF, because yeah, like even if you get the kill on the Darius, like you get a tower, cool, but they have Baron and they're pushing down mid lane. Like if he wasn't caught out immediately, Darius does have the speed with Ghost to just run away, and maybe you catch him, maybe you do. But it's not that big a deal. He's not the fed one, really. That Cassiopeia had 400 gold and Ashe has 650 bounties, and Ashe is immobile. Maybe you want to burn all those cooldowns on her instead. Just a thought.
Yeah, she is a Frost Queen running out in a mini skirt. Very easy to catch out.
Yeah, the old Avarosan drip.
Yeah. It's not how I would have put it, but okay.
Yeah. I'm honestly I'm surprised the Echo isn't doing more. Like, that feels weird to say because he's 4-2 and 7. He's doing well. He's not slouching, but I kind of like. Oh, Death Bush. Oh.
Hold on, I kind of like this. This is actually gonna get caught out. Rocky using the sweeper perfectly. Catching out will just lose the red buff, but it's better than losing your life. As Bickle will put a wall in the way, making sure everybody can't get in there. Dragon spawning in a minute, so the team's jockeying for position right now.
Yeah, every time I say someone should be doing more, or they'll just do it. So I'm on a power trip right now. No one talk to me or proceed, please.
Yeah, Theramir gonna try and contest some vision here. There is a big onslaught of shadows. It's gonna push in the Leona, but that might not be who you need. Huge package coming across that entire team. Legmo, nobody is focusing him. He can just put damage down. Exotic immediately popped, and Legmo is carrying this fight. He doesn't care. Nobody is focusing him. Rocky, okay, maybe somebody help Rocky. Okay, guys, like, that's cool and all, but you just lost a jungler. There is the Devour. Put him back in. Langmo's gonna pick that one up. Should be the Dragon Soul. But Juan can try and go for a steal if he wants to.
I think he's even gonna try personally. But that was exactly what you needed to see. Remember when I said you needed to burn all your cooldowns on Ashe and Cassiopeia? Yeah, Langmo got that memo. He he burned it all. As soon as Cassiopeia TP'd in, Corki was right there waiting.
Yeah,
and now we're gonna get the Cloud Soul, which isn't too influential on some of their members. Corki, completely irrelevant. But Hecarim's gonna like it. Varus is gonna like it. Trundle's gonna like it. It's not a bad soul. Contrary to popular belief, I
I
have
mean,
friends.
okay.
It's a
I
good.
actually
Good
do
dragon.
believe that Corki can use that well because he can basically just hit the R whenever he wants and get that move speed to get out. Like
True, but I
that is
just
a great self peel option.
I just think like at this point in the game, he has so much CDR and AD. He's full build, by the way. Good lord. But I think he's at this point he's only gated by mana. Really, like he'll R as much as he wants to. He's only going to be weaving it in and out of
Yeah,
spells.
Terramir getting caught out here by the Abyssal Voistage, but Downfall gonna. Ooh, I was getting a little bit caught out. Denobi going forward. The arrow does not hit. Went through the wall. General Denobi trying to get the kill here, but I don't think you can do it on a one-person basis. No. Down. Unfortunately, running it into the enemy team, and now Downfall looking to go for it. Engage. Rocky going on to the Onslaught of Shadows. Exotic Fox, what are you doing there? Leona comes through. Cassiopeia ult will stop the engage, but Pickle is still running. There is one going forward. Hits a huge stun onto two people, and we'll all back out. Terramir is in that fight. Wisdom is putting down damage now. Lengmo is the only damage dealer left. The Abyssal Voyage will come through. Oh, God, Lengmo does damage as Exotic Fox will go down, but that should be a kill picked up as well onto the Corki. Big shutdown for Rev, and they can push these towers, maybe crack an inhibitor.
Was the Echo content I wanted to see. That was, oh, he popped two people at the same time. You love to see it. And then he got out clean. That's what you want to see. Yeah, the Ashe finally coming through. Yeah, this fight is all about who can pop the other carries first. That's the whole thing. I think Varus died pretty much one of the first, if not the first, in that team fight. And without him, you lose a lot of damage on TFF side. So it was... Yeah, that was just a really good turn from Rev. Good on him.
I mean, more than anything, I feel like it was that ultimate from Exotic Fox. A massive turn to get that stun onto... Yeah, 4 people, and then that made an easy stun follow-up from Juan, who's now trying to get away from this Trundle. Should be fine. But yeah, right now, good inhibitor pickup. Should allow for a good reset from Rev. And now you're looking at Echo and Ashe, both with 7 kills. This is starting to get a little scary if you're a fan of TFF.
Yeah, this game is so close. It's still only like 5k difference, and that's nothing in late game. That is nothing. That is less than an item per champion. And at this point in the game,
Cloud Soul stats though.
Yeah, that's true. Wet noodle fight.
Yep.
Everyone watch.
Oh, wait, no, hold up. Yeah.
No, they're good. They
Yeah,
settled their
Rocky.
differences. Everything, we're fine.
One of my favorite things is just when it is 2 tanks in the top lane. I like to say directed camera is a top lane tank main because they are so like they're just slapping each other constantly. Directed camera constantly wants to go to them. So
Yeah,
it's
they got
just
some damage numbers, but also who cares?
yeah, also for tanks. It is Malphite versus Scion. Nothing is going to happen, but directed camera really cares about it.
It's super fun to watch, though. It's great. They'll just smack each other, and eventually one of them will die. You'll not know why.
Lots happening. Like you get lots of value out of grasp.
I just noticed Echo has 2 needlessly large rods. He's building Rabadons next. He is going to hit like a truck once he finishes that. Lichbane plus Rabadons is bonkers strong on Echo, and he has a 500 bounty. He wasn't slapped in earlier, and he is picking up any slack that was remaining.
He's a scary boy, as I believe some people would say. Dude, you could put that one in the bush. Like that could go in the bush. There's the package. Holy crap! Wisdom's just barely staying alive. But wait, that is a good stun. The Leona ult does not connect, so Lengmo can get out. And that will just be the disengage from Rev, as General Denobi is not in this fight. They do not want it yet.
Yeah, that is generally how I...
Let him heal!
That is generally how I want to see TFF team fight. I want to see Downfall go in because he's so tanky, it does not matter. And then I want to see Lengmo follow him. And I want to see Rocky follow him too because he has so much damage.
See if it happens here because Downfall is going in, trying to go onto this back line. There's the Onslaught of Shadows. It's only hitting the tank line there. There is the back line. Exotic Fox trying to keep Rocky out, and that will be Lengmo getting chased down. There's Juan and Denobi. They're using everything, trying to get him down. He will go. Bickle and Downfall are the only ones left. General Denobi pulling out that Tom Kench, and the ace comes through for Rev. They may be able to end the game off of this one.
definitely think they can end the game. We got 40-second death timers. That fight hurt my soul as an AD carry player. Panikin was just left. I watched Slingmo just look at his corpse and then walk away before he was even dead. There was a Echo sitting on him, and Corky was just like, actually, I'm gonna go fight. But here we go. They won. They finally, yeah.
Good close, Gavin. Love it.
They got it.
Nexus will fall, and it is a win for Revolution in game 1. Huge plays, I feel, from Juan, from Exotic Fox there to turn that game around. General Denobi also doing fairly decently there. And like you said, I feel like both Rocky and Downfall trying to go into that backline, not peeling for their carries, cost them huge because nobody stopped that Echo. And we will... Oh, Gavin, you still there? Still there, buddy? I do believe we have lost Gavin. Everybody, it is just me. I will take a break and see if we can get Gavin back into the call, but don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back with game 2 of TFF versus Revolution. Be right back after this break. And welcome back, everybody. I have found Gavin. He was hiding in the closet. And now we are getting ready for game two as the teams have gotten into the custom game. The draft is ready to go, and we are just waiting for the ready from teams.
Yeah, I'm cosplaying the Varys rework, but we're doing good. I expect to see more violence, more bloodshed. Yeah, I'm just hungry for more fighting. That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean, game one was exciting. It was all over the place as things got real funky fresh all over the map. Everybody fighting, everybody having a good time. But we are underway for draft number two. What are you expecting to see change here, Gavin?
Um, Not a whole lot, to be honest. I do genuinely think TFF, both teams had a pretty good draft. There was not a whole lot they really need to change so much. It's kind of just execution. I mean, you can probably tweak it a little bit here and there, maybe a different AD carry. Stuff like that's pretty interchangeable, but yeah, maybe a different. I don't think Hecarim was doing a lot for them. Like in most cases, he was just trying to dive the backline, and I think you needed more protection for the backline. So maybe if you're gonna go like a tank, I'm not really sure what you would
I
want
mean,
to.
okay, to me, the problem with that though is you had a Tom Kench, and the Tom Kench was diving. You
True.
know, like you could have just had Tom Kench peel for that, but that unfortunately didn't happen. Regardless, the bans have gone through very similar bans for TFF as they are just the same ones in different order. And Revolution the taking out the Trundle
Sense.
instead of that Diana. The Braum will be the first pickup here for TFF Solar Flare.
That's probably a good substitution. Because again, like their comp was good. They honestly had all the pieces they needed to win every team fight. It just was a bummer because they didn't have a lot of protection for their backline, and all of their damage was front loaded onto Corki and a little bit into Varus. And so when Varus got popped, it was oh well. So with that Braum, you do have a little bit more protection. It does also give you a little bit better 1v1 potential in the early game. Though Rel is interesting. Shows that
Oh,
they're probably
getting
looking for more team fighting, which
Yeah, sure. I'm always excited to see Rel. I think she's a super fun champ and has a lot of mechanics around her that like allow you to be a very uh, you can make a lot of unique plays with her that you can't make with other types of champions. But it is going to be the Ezreal picked up here over the Varus, and there is the Amumu that we were hoping to see. Does get picked up here as TFF really looking to hit that mid game strong.
yeah, this is kind of none of the champions are the same, but honestly, this is about the same vibe. They've got the same vibe. That's important. But so yeah, they're looking to lock someone down. They're looking for late game team fights, skirmishing. Yep. Oh, Olaf's a pretty good pick into a Mumu. You can just decide, actually, I'm not going to be CC'd. Thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. Going to take the Olaf there, which on the one hand, like, yeah, that's great for the lack of CC, but on the other hand, so many Olafs I see not get off the ground early and just become useless past that 15-20 minute mark. So we'll have to see how that is going to play out. We are in that second ban phase now. The Syndra being taken off, the Katarina being hovered. I would assume TFF do not want to allow that one to come through. And we'll see from there. I mean, we're looking, both teams are looking for solo laners still. So whatever they ban is also banning away from their own team.
Yeah. Yeah, the Olaf pick I do think is better than it seems because with the Echo, the one thing you were missing is his ganks aren't super great. They're pretty telegraphed with his W and you can just walk. But Olaf's ganks are a lot more like I'm here now. I'm going to throw axes at you, and you better have flash, and you better use it immediately, or you're dead. So, and especially with a Rel Ashe combination, there is a lot of room for early game ganks to get your laners ahead. That last time, they didn't really have. Top lane was such a constant fight already that adding into those junglers, they didn't really need to have all that good gank set up, even though Darius into Echo is a pretty good gank setup. You didn't really need it. But this game, Olaf, it really enables you to do that, even if that top lane isn't as volatile as it was in the last game. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as we have finished up there, the Tom Kench will be banned away. Revolution need to pick something fairly soon, and they are just going to blind pick that Oriana. So they're looking for that counter pick on the top side. They want General Denobi to be able to have that possibility of having a counter pick if wanted. As TFF are looking to maybe pick up the Kennen here. This is just hard going on to that team fight composition.
Yep, I respect it, and God bless them. I did see his OPGG. He was playing a fair bit of Kennen. I don't remember what his win rate was, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty good. The Oriana is just a good pick. It's a safe, good pick. It will always be good unless they nerf her into the ground. But it also does enable you setup.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. No way. Okay.
Oh,
Jeez.
okay. Oh,
Pick a split
really?
push. Just Rev, pick a split push. You're not winning the team fight anymore. It's
Yeah,
done.
they just want to press the R button. That's
Yeah.
all they want to do. It's so good.
Really, this is one of those games where if you've got a light up keyboard, you just make the R button a different color, and you're just like, that is the big, that good happy button.
I saw this.
Everybody hit the good happy button together.
I was watching this video where this guy made this gigantic F key, so you press F in
I
chat,
saw
and
that.
and this one should just be an R button. So when they're playing, you just go. Like, let's go. Oh, Yorick! I was not expecting a Yorick, but that's pretty
No,
good.
that's
I don't.
perfect, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting. Kennen and Malphite can both be flex, so I wonder if they're just gonna try to see if they can get the upper hand on, seeing which lane that goes to, because I don't know that they know yet. On Revolution's side, so they may just be looking to swap that however it goes. Sorry. But yeah, that's gonna be an interesting team because Malphite can go mid perfectly fine into Oriana. It's gonna suck. You're not gonna be able to farm, but you can do it. So I think more likely it'll be Kennen mid, Malphite top, but
Yeah.
there is that potential for the swap just to get the upper hand on those runes. Because if you take the armor, get the Kennen, it's gonna be whatever. But yeah, it should be fine.
All right. Yeah, and I think the thing that I'm looking at too is TFF Solar Flare. Yeah, their level 6 is nuts, but pre-level 6 is a bit of a. It's not going to be fun, and you're going up against Rel Ash, Olaf, Oriana, Yorick. Like these are all champions that have some level of agency in the laning phase. That pre-level 6, they still can kind of do what they're supposed to do, and that's really terrifying for champions that rely on their ultimate to do their job.
Yeah, I think these team fights are gonna end up looking a lot like when you were a kid and you had a ton of action figures and you would just set them up against each other and then you would just like smash them all together. I think that's what it's going to look like. I think they're all just going to sit in front of you, like sit across from each other, and then both sides are just going to jump in at the same time. Like Malphite's going to go in, Amuma's going to go in, Olaf's going to go in, Yorick's going to go in, Rel's going to go in, and then all of your range people are just kind of shooting from afar, shooting artillery. So it's just going to be this playground battle of ultimate abilities that you're just hoping your tank lasts longer than theirs do.
Absolutely. And now, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Rel Ash seems like a lane that is terrible, especially as a Braum, because like, okay, yeah, you can block out Ash damage, but like, you can't dodge Rel super well.
Echo. Ezreal can. He can
As
just
you
deal with it.
can, he can eat.
So
Braum like really has to be quick on that. They have to be
but
very in sync if Ezreal is eating away and Braum needs to jump to him at the same time while Rel is crashing down. That seems like a very quick turn of events that needs to happen.
yeah, I think it'll definitely look on the as a spectator, it'll definitely look and feel like Ashe and Rel are the aggressors in pretty much all situations. Um, But I think most of the time it'll just be Echo doesn't really want to win, or I keep saying Echo. Ezreal wants to win these fights. Doesn't really care if he wins these fights. He just needs to farm. It's Ezreal. He can just farm from afar. You got Braum to mitigate the damage if they do try to dive you, but really, TFF just wanted the bot lane to be as boring as possible. And yeah, they're just gonna chill. I think Revolution are gonna try to engage as much as they can, and I think Braum and Ezreal will just stop that from happening. It does look like it's Malphite mid though.
I am really
Probably not a good
okay.
idea. If
I Look,
I'm being honest here.
I'm not incredibly surprised. I don't think it's terrible, but at the same time, like, I don't know. This just
Yeah, if Exotic Fox is playing this at all well, that Malphite's farm will be in the single digits for a good while. It is not easy to farm as a melee champion who doesn't have a ton of engage potential into an Orianna. Because if you're playing into something like a Zed or a Talon or a Yasuo, you can
they just
harass.
exist.
Yeah, Oriana can harass them off of the wave, but with those champions, you do have that kill pressure. So it's like this delicate dance of like, yeah, you're gonna try to harass me, but if I decide to turn on you, I can probably just kill you. So it's this very even dance where you can kind of stay pretty even in farm. But with oh look, they switched. Never mind. Everything I said was wrong. They switched back. So
Yeah,
it is going to be
okay.
Malphite top into Yorick, which makes so much more sense. Your E, I don't think people realize that Malphite's E, the strongest button that he has aside from his R. It slows attack speed, and that is one of the most underrated CCs in the game, I feel like,
Hmm.
especially into like Yorick or someone who's trying to get those constant Q auto attack resets off the because it gives you extra health, gives you more ghoulies, all that good stuff. But yeah, and then Kennen into Orianna is just your standard mage matchup. Like one of them might try to pick a fight, but I don't expect too much bloodshed. Um, Top lane might be another volatile lane again, but yeah, so honestly, pretty much the same thing as first. I think Rev- stop me if you've heard this one, but Revolution's going to win early game, bot lane, and then TFF once you hit 6 or so will start to even out. They won't have as much kill pressure as they did last game, but mid lane should be roughly even. Bot lane should be slightly favored toward one side and then even back out, and then top side will be your volatile matchup where you want to see your junglers playing towards top side because that will kind of dictate the pace of the game. Once your top lane is ahead, you can take that gold advantage on your jungler, kind of spread it around, and hopefully that's where both teams will be looking to play through.
Yeah, it's really going to be like that top lane that I'm watching because if Yorick does start going and Malphite can't contain him, there is nobody that will stop him. It will be a split push to the win for General Denobi, and he was trying to do that on the Darius. To me, Yorick is somebody that can do that even better. But we will see how that shakes out as we get ready for game two, guys. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back after we take a break for the spectator delay. Welcome back, everybody. We are into game 2. Both teams opting to stay on the same sides. TFF on blue, Rev on red. And we're looking at a little bit of spicy action with the Braum level 1.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, you have Braum. Braum is so good level 1. He is so good. The Q does a ton of damage, and then your passive stacks. Ooh, Ashe is dead. Ashe is dead.
Yeah, there's the pitch toss start, the flash away, but Wisdom is stunned from the Braum passive, so easy pickup there. It's actually Braum that picks that one up. That's a little bit of a...
He's allowed. He deserves it.
Does he?
Yes.
Does he?
Look at him. He deserves it.
Like, you're not wrong that I saw a big shirtless man that was going to punch somebody to death. I probably would not do anything to stop him. But does he need the money?
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He's got to pay Braum somehow. Look at that door. That wasn't cheap. Did he pay for it? I think he just found it. That sucks.
It's a fireplace on the skin.
Actually, he stole it, and that's morally valid. Okay. Anyway, so this game's gonna be interesting. If I were TFF, I would be pretty concerned that at some point in the game, Yorick is just gonna split push, and that's gonna be the game because you can't stop him because he's Yorick. But I do think they have drafted a pretty good comeuppance for that, because if you have him pushing in the top lane, which it usually tends to be, and your entire team is grouped in one section, you have so many go buttons that you can just pick a fight, end it, and then start taking towers faster than he can. And that's kind of the one thing that counters him. It's just being able to take towers faster than he can. So if you have a Malphite that jumps in because he recognizes, Yorick's top lane, he can just start a fight. Everyone else can go in because they have, Kennen and Amumu are super mobile, and with their team fight ults, they can just get in, keep the team fight going longer, lock everyone down in time for Ezreal to just spit out his damage.
There's this toss onto General Denobi. Gonna have to get that flash out, so he will survive. But without that potion, without the corrupting potion, will have to back away here, or will he? Because he is going forward, and there's an Amumu coming back around for the take 2. Here's another bandage toss. Getting that damage, getting the comet. There's the second bandage toss, and Downfall picks up that kill. 2-0 in favor of TFF now.
Thanks, Riot. God, we had to give him 2 Qs. Anyway, yeah, that's
your mom
that's
lets
what
you
needed
have
to see.
2 Qs.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to see from that lane. You cannot afford to let Yorick get ahead, and so this kind of keeps him behind where he should be. This means that he can't just split push all game, because if he gets ahead, once Malphite falls behind, he doesn't have the tools to stop that push. You have to devote more resources, which means bot side can push to get Dragon, and you can push to get Baron, and all those things. So that's really good from Rocky. No way.
He doesn't leave. He's a top laner now. Rocky is thinking about coming back up into this. The bandage toss hits a minion. Denobi, there are a lot of minions to help him out. I don't think Rocky wants to take this. The ghouls might help out. Denobi is taking a lot of damage, though. There is the corrupting pot burning him down. Downfall taken low, but the corrupting pot will stay alive for him, and that will be him getting caught out. Yeah, this is a fed Malphite now, and that's scary. Don't give the mountain kills.
Like, it's good because, Malphite's, if you get him ahead, he's gonna press R and kill you, but like, also denying Yorick from being able to farm is such a huge boon for them. Like, I cannot overstate that enough. If he's set behind, he's barely a champion. He's basically a Trundle if Trundle couldn't steal your stats as far as auto.
Yeah, here's the engage from the Rel. Hits the stun there as he will have the crash down there. Pickle is getting very low. Juan is coming around, hits the Q, and that will be the pickup for Wisdom. Ignite also going down. Great pickup on that bottom side there. And it will be a first kill now as Rocky's blind bandage tossing. One thing I think...
two of them. You can afford to toss them out now.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that I think hasn't been really explored enough here is that all of that time, Juan took everything out of Rocky's bottom side jungle. Yep. Went around, got the red buff, got the Raptors, got the Krugs, and you could see that in the farm difference now, 19-35, a huge lead for this Olaf, and it's also showing in the experience.
it'll definitely put him ahead in experience. To be completely honest, I don't think Amumu is super concerned with experience. Like he wants to hit 6, and really that's all he cares about. He wants to be able to press the R button. Is he gonna do it again? No, he's not gonna do it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely good. One, like you absolutely needed to do that, otherwise you were also going to super fall behind. You can't afford that on Olaf. Really?
Ooh, yeah. Lungmo using that ult and a lot of resources towards this mid lane. Bickle is level 3 here, and I don't think they want to go for that. They're going on to Juan. There is a big crash down onto the Amumu and the Braum. Here comes the Kennen. They don't get the stun onto the Olaf. The stacks fall off. Big shockwave will come around, and that is 2 kills now for Revolution, as they are going to pick that one up. The Olaf and the Orianna getting that, and that will be the first dragon now going over to Revolution.
I think Panda had backed before that, so they had complete bot prio. So like the longer that fight went on, the longer, the better the odds were for Rev. So good on them for recognizing that they had an advantage in numbers.
Yeah, General Denobi gonna get in there. Good cage. Yeah, doesn't want to though. Not feeling.
He was afraid from the start round.
He wants to sit around, have a good time. Just wants some minions.
Now he has to play super scared. He had the oh, he might die.
Yeah, there is a level 6 on that Malphite. One thing I've played enough Malphite to know that people do not respect the damage from Malphite.
Absolutely not. There should be sirens playing in Denobi's head.
Yeah. Oh, and Rocky's here. Yep. Wait, why'd you go now?
Yo!
Wait, hold on. This is actually kind of Denobi. The minions, he's got enough damage for this. There is the Mist Maiden and slams him down, buries him in the grave. Will pick up another kill. Double kill in the 1v2 for General Denobi.
Alright, take everything I said, throw it in the garbage. It doesn't matter anymore. He's ahead. That's all that matters. Yorick's gonna win the game 1v5. I got it. That was all he needed. He didn't even need a jungler, which is... They devoted so many resources topside. Amumu has been top so much. He has 27 farm to 43 from Olaf, and they're down.
Now that Yorick is ahead in farm, now Malphite is behind, and all of that time that Amumu put up there is wasted.
Yeah.
The farm lead that has been built out of this Olaf, General Denobi said, "No, I'm fine. Just keep farming. I'll make it back. Don't worry. I got it." And just 3 minutes later, comes back around and picks up 2 kills and all that farm.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's kind of like a lose-lose situation because you need to divert those resources to prevent Yorick from popping off. But then, if those resources don't pan out like they're not doing now, that means Olaf had so much time to spread his influence across the map. And you look at Orianna, they're even in farm, but Orianna's 1-0-1. Ashe is 1-1-2. Ashe is up in like 15 farm. So Olaf had all this time to get a dragon and get his team ahead. They're up almost 2k gold, and yeah, that wasn't a whole lot of gain from Amumu being top so much, which is, it's frustrating because like you needed to do that, but eventually Yorick does Yorick things, and there's not a whole lot you can do with it. Here we go.
Speaking of champs doing champ things, there is the ult from Lengmo. Great shockwave, but the ult will come through. Curse of the Sad Mummy picks up the kill, and Rocky will get his first kill of the game.
Yeah, I think Amumu should have split his time between mid and top more. Kennen is one of your big win conditions. If he gets ahead and presses R, everyone's gonna die. It just kind of happens. So I think more time should have been spent mid lane. I'm pretty sure. Oh,
what? Hold up, what? There is an Ashe arrow coming through. Braum. Now there's Terramir hitting the ult onto 2, but there's not a lot of damage following up. Exotic Fox is teleported into the bot side. Does not have the shockwave, but will pick up a kill onto Bickle. It seems like Panda gets a kill onto the Ashe, and now he's gonna go down himself. The TP was not exactly what you wanted because Lengma followed it up and helped out Panda pick up a kill.
So early in the last game, I said there was this thing that happens in lower elo where basically you'll kind of tunnel vision on a kill even though your AD carry or someone else is targeting someone else, and it just happened. Exotic Fox chased after Braum because he knew he could get the kill, but also Ashe was trying to kill, I believe it was Kennen, I think. But if Exotic Fox had turned and put her E onto
Oh, downfall.
oh.
Yeah, yeah, we'll be alive, but he's not feeling good. Continue.
Yeah, so if Orianna had turned and put her E on the Ashe, I think Ashe could have lived, and if they had killed Kennen, they could have turned it even like, and then you can pick up the Braum kill or don't, who cares? But you kill the AD carry first. That is priority. Generally, chasing down enemy kills while your laner is dying is not a good thing. I think it's just one of those things. You have to see enough of the map and then have the decision making. It's to recognize that, like, yeah, I can kill Braum, but also I need to save my AD carry even though I'm playing a AP mid laner.
Yeah, Orianna is one of those more supportive mid laners, so does like to get those shields down. But overall, still a good spot to be in for Revolution. They have this Rift Herald that they could use. Now Panda getting a little bit caught out here. They flash forward, the crash down comes through. There is no chain to stun afterwards. Now Wisdom trying to catch out. There's the shockwave. Dragon's gonna come out and a bonus damage. Fickle getting extremely low, but Wisdom does not pick up the kill there. But Dragon, your payment for helping is death.
Yeah. This is, I think, how we're going to start to see this game go over.
There is the big curse of the Sky Mummy, but the curse may be that you die, as there is the engage following up. Rocky goes down. There is the kill. Oh, goodness. Everything seems to be going haywire now.
Another Cloud Soul. But yeah, this is, I think, generally how we're going to start to see these things go, unless TFF can kind of change up the face somehow. Yeah, Yorick's pushing top lane, getting plates. You have better bot lane control. This is, yeah, Orianna has better team fighting than sometimes Kennen, and they used it pretty well there.
Yeah, and now Juan doing real well for himself. 203. We talked about how Olaf needed to get off the ground, and he has done so. Legmo also just kind of feeling kind of good. Level 10 on this Kennen. Exotic Fox not very healthy. Downfall looking to come in here. The Flash ultimate could kill if he stays around, but got spotted on wards.
Mountains aren't very sneaky.
That's true. Malphite, it's kind of a surprise that he can hide in a bush at the end of the day.
He's a big rock. Yep, that's 3 plates gone over to onto Denobi. You know, he's just gonna keep doing this.
Has the maiden died? Yeah, like,
I'm sorry.
I don't think the maiden has died yet.
Oh yeah, I think he's just had the one maiden the whole game.
Yeah, it's just been on this entire time. Exotic Fox now a little bit too far forward. Juan cannot protect this Orianna much. That is the Slicing Maelstrom coming through. Juan will go down as well. Not long for the world. Does not pop the ult and does not care. Will get that plate down, as now that is just the plate falling down. General Denobi in the meantime going to be getting this top side, so maybe worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah, so this is kind of summing up how this whole game is looking so far. Yeah, TFF got kills, that's good, but also Herald was dropped mid and took 2 plates off mid, and Yorick got top lane.
3 plates.
So, and Ashe is free farming bot lane, pulling plates off of that too. So the gold lead is going to kind of continue to climb, because I think Rev is just kind of placing their resources better. They're recognizing that they don't have to team fight, really. They don't have to pick these 5v5 fights. You have a Yorick. You can just kind of play the map game, which is kind of impressive to see, to be honest.
Yeah, they're just handling the map better. You lose 2 people, you give away 600 gold, you get 3 plates in the mid lane alone, you get 2 plates up in that top side, I believe, you get a plate or so bot side. That just evens out the kills right away, and that's before you even talk about the amount of farm that was picked up there. Really good, like, attention to what really matters here, and not just focusing on the kills from, you know, a team that's in IBS, which is generally not what you see.
Yeah, super impressive. I'm super happy to see this. Like, as much as I love bloody team fighting, I also really like safe map control and smart uses of resources.
Downfall getting chasing through, and that's not the kind of ult you need there. Unstoppable force, but will go down. Juan will pick up that kill, and now Exotic Fox gets a lot more free farm.
Yep, he's gonna keep doing that. That is super smart to send the Yorick bot lane. He doesn't even have to worry about being 2v1, which means you have so much objective control right now because you have bot
Guys,
prio.
do not stand in front of
will
him.
2v1 you.
Yeah, he will do some damage there.
Just because it's 2v1, you don't win that matchup, which means the rest of the map is free for Rev.
Wait, is the maiden finally gonna die? Yes. So I believe finally at level 11 the maiden has died.
It's about time he's a widow. That's a bummer for him, but you know.
It's about time somebody killed his wife.
Yeah. Ask Lucian how it feels. And just like Lucian, his wife will be back in Avengers. And anyway, yeah. So this is just gonna be a game of Rev using their pressure all over the map to gain resources, and then eventually they'll just win because they have such a big gold stick. It doesn't matter. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there are those minions going.
Yeah, and even if you E out, you did get hit by the E, which means you can't fight that, period, which means you just cede control, or Yorick can move up, put vision down, and means he's that much safer to just sit there and vibe. Yeah.
So, here is what I want to know, though. What is the answer if you are TFF, right? Because, like, okay, fine, they're taking a lot all around the map. What do you do as the opposing team? Hold up, we'll get back to that in a second because that is Bickle going to be going down, flashes out, uses that jump to get over to the Amumu, but there's somebody else there. There is General Denobi going to pick up that kill as the big slicing Maelstrom comes through, but they do not get the kill. The Shockwave is going to stop them from chasing down Juan. There is Downfall going down. Wisdom, though, might be fallen here. Does not have the flash, trying to stay alive as long as possible, but Rocky will pick up a kill in repentance and now will go down afterwards. Dragon will be next on the menu. Panda getting taken very low there, but should stay alive.
Yeah, so you were asking what TFF can do to get back into this game, and it's kind of what I said earlier. You have these brutal engage tools with Malphite ult and Amumu ult and Kennen ult, and all these really good engages. So if you see the Yorick sitting by and you see Ashe or Orianna sitting on their lonesome, you need to murder them. Like, you need to pick a fight and end it real fast before their numbers can be used against you, because obviously they're not going to have the numbers because they need to send one or two people bot lane to match the Yorick. But if they burn all their ults, right, it won't matter. The numbers advantage won't matter because Orianna and Ashe will probably just die by the time they're allowed to click buttons again, because between Malphite ult stun, Amumu stun, you have Kennen stun, Braum will slow you down. Like, between all of that, you should have enough burst to take down their carries until we get to a point in the late game where that just won't be an option and Rev will just kind of run over them. And they're about 5k gold, so we're not there yet, and I don't think we'll be there super soon, but it is on the horizon where they will just have such an advantage. It really won't matter. Even if you get the golden Malphite ult onto 4 people clumped up all together, saying a sign that's like holding a sign that says "Please ult me," it won't matter. They'll be fine. They'll live through it and have enough damage to turn around. Ashe has the shield bow; she can just live through it. So, yeah, they just kind of have to force a fight, and if they can't, they're just gonna bleed out.
Yeah, and now we do check back in on that top side. General Denobi feeling fine. Just taking a little bit of damage from the Malphite. Fighting over this ward. Downfall, I don't know if you really can do much about this. I feel he's trying to bait General Denobi in, but I feel like General Denobi's a little bit aware of what's going on and is trying to stay backing away. And just going to go back to trying to push out this top side. Herald is still alive for another 30 seconds. So we'll see if teams want to favor this. Bickle getting a little bit caught out. Will jump to Downfall using that Cloud Soul movement speed, trying to get away.
Yeah, I don't think these teams will be able to sit still long enough to get that because they're going to be fighting, although it looks like Rel has started it. Oh yeah, it looks like they're pulling it out and doing it. But that's because TFF backed off. They know they can't get it.
5 seconds. Yeah, they can't do it. They're not going to be able to do it. Downfall pushing forward a little bit. Here comes Juan hitting that axe, trying to get a little bit of poke down before they try and push this tower.
Yeah, Denobi is level 13, by the way. He is the highest level person in this game, and he's 2 levels up over Malphite. So he has priority wherever he goes, and I was a little confused why he was sitting mid lane. Like generally in solo queue, I'm complaining that my team doesn't want to group, but in this situation, I don't want to see him near his team ever. He needs to be in a sign lane, just generating threat, because even ignoring the potential like gains you get from getting towers and having that person bot lane constantly splitting, you're also then forcing the enemy team to make decisions, and especially in this kind of like this lower seed, that becomes a bigger of an issue, because team fighting is hard. It only gets easier as you grow in skill level. In these guys, this isn't, you know, super high level pro play. So these decision making things that the Rev are forcing are going to lead to a lot more. You know, a small misstep here gets you caught out, and then a small slow rotation here loses your tower, and these sort of things just kind of will start snowballing for Rev, and it's kind of impressive to see again at this low level of ranking, because they're playing this about as well as they could. They don't need to take this big fight. They know if they just leave Denobi sitting bot, they'll just slowly win. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, this really strikes me as like when I look at teams that play like this, I'm like, these players are not going to stay in Iron, Bronze, Silver for long. Like and that's awesome to see it too, because like one of the things with CGG and like other amateur orgs is like ultimately you want these players to grow. You don't want to see a team or a player in that elo forever. You want to see them grow and become better from playing in these kinds of leagues, and you can see a lot of the growth. I think a lot of people would look at this type of play and say this is not a silver level team. You know, this is a team that definitely has the capability to do better, and that's really awesome to see.
Yeah, it is also interesting too. See, I'm thinking about this because I have the time, and I don't know if this was.
We don't have the time to talk right now because Wisdom's getting caught out. There is the Ash ult to try and buy a little bit of time flash, and he'll already use. There is the Unstoppable Force being used. Lengmo will pick up that kill, and that might open up a little bit of opportunity. Picking the Cannon R, I don't think that one was used, buddy.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's what you want to see on the side of TFF. If they're going to get back in the game, that's what they need to do. And they start doing Baron. That's a pretty good call, even though Yorick's going to get that tower on the top side, and that might mean Soul for Revolution.
Yeah, and it's not something that Revolution are capable of fighting, and I don't think they could really fight the dragon fight. Like, I don't think that TFF could fight that dragon. They are behind. But that Baron, absolutely tough for Revolution to get up there and fight. General Denobi looking to try and get this inhibitor. Will kind of get caught out here. Yeah, there is the Cannon ult. Lengmo taking them very low. The shield coming through from the Sterix, but that doesn't mean anything. Lengmo getting another kill as this Cannon has now 5 kills. And that is a scary boy.
Yeah, and that was a 550 gold shutdown onto Lengmo, so that ain't nothing. That's the person you want the gold on. That is good. So, I mean, again, that was going into the thing, like, they need to make these decisions that are going to have drawbacks, and you need to have the maturity to recognize that, yeah, it sucks that they got, like, they're getting Soul and they're getting our top towers, but we can take Baron and stem the bleeding, because that's what we need to do.
The beating.
Yeah. And also going back to my earlier point, so in the first game, both teams, I think, recognized that top lane was going to be the matchup that was going to be the bloodiest. That was going to be kind of where the action took place. And I don't know if they really thought this far ahead or thought this through this much, but it's a really cool decision to see that and then say, actually, cool, you can send a Mumu up there 5 times, but we're going to divert our resources elsewhere, because really top lane didn't dominate that much last game. Like, yeah, Tom Kench was cool, and yeah, Darius did some cool stuff late game, but like, that's not why they won. They won because they had a good mid laner, and they had enough burst, and they had enough team fighting prowess to be good in the late game. So diverting those resources and helping your laners get ahead helps broaden that bridge to allow your team to just navigate these team fights easier, because they've already shown they can navigate them competently, and just giving yourself that advantage is just good. Yorick will be fine. You can just send Olaf to farm, get himself ahead, and then he can spread that advantage elsewhere.
Yeah, the Baron buff doing a little bit of work here, though, to help try and pressure this mid lane, but not really enough. That Cloud Soul was taken, so the team fight is a bit stronger here for Revolution. They don't have that Yorick in the side lane. He is here to fight. There is Rocky flashing forward, hitting a massive burst in the second. The engage from TFF. Ash ult is coming through, and it's going to stun Lenmo. He's getting hit by this tower. Massive Quick cutting around. Juan is chasing him down. Exotic Fox on the side. Wisdom has finally showed up. He's looking to get into the fight. Pickle is trying to block out the damage as much as he can, but the gold lead is too much. Panda can't do enough damage. Juan is chasing down this Malphite. Downfall is going to fall down. And Revolution hit a huge turnaround off of Exotic Fox, hitting another nasty ult. It doesn't matter what champion you put him on. He will hit the ult and turn the fight.
Yeah, that was impressive. And God, as soon as that fight was like halfway over, I realized they burned everything and they only killed Rel. Like, yeah, that looked awesome. It was really cool. You got a really good mouthful on 3 people, but then Orianna got a 5-man ultimate, which will just level the playing field. It did, like, you burned all your cooldowns and you caught a support. They still had everything to go. They still have the gold advantage. They're just gonna press the advantage even further.
Yeah, the Amumu thinking about going in there, does not hit the bandage toss. Maiden trying to catch up with the team. Guys, please, don't let me die again. But
yeah, I think they're just gonna
play.
reset. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Honestly, kind of out of both teams. Like, it didn't go the way of TFF, but that is what they need to do.
Pickle just jumping into the cage.
He didn't even need to be there. He's like, Maiden, you got this. It's fine. I don't care. But yeah, that is what you want to see out of TFF. Like, it didn't go their way, but that's what you need to see. They need to be
they're
able to
making the call to go in, right? Like,
yeah,
they weren't doing that earlier, and
yeah, they're
that
not
is
just playing out and dying.
yeah, exactly. And I'm hoping we can see a little bit more of that. These champions are starting to hit that level 16 point. The ultimates are going to be very important for these champions. Rocky struggling a little bit here, but Downfall level 14, Langmo level 15. This is the point where these ults start to hit critical mass, and these champions can start to become a little bit more of a problem if it is weighted out by Rev. Just one wipe of a team fight, which no matter how far ahead you are, you know, Malphite, Amumu, Kennen all together can wipe anybody.
Oh yeah. They again, that's their way in the game. They
okay.
That was an interesting visual look. But yeah, they just need to find the right team fight, and now I think Rev knows this, and they're not going to be grouping together. You'll see Orianna is pretty far back, Ashe is pretty far away from any fighting.
Getting into there, but everybody got away from him. That Curse of the Sad Mummy hits nobody, and that's a huge loss for them as Rocky goes down. Lengmo not able to get in onto anybody with that ultimate just yet. Bickle trying to block people here, trying to stay alive. Downfall has finally showed up. This could be the game as Terramir goes in. That is Bickle going down now. General Denobi still split pushing on this bottom side. And now Lengmo, Downfall, and Panda are the only ones alive. Will they be able to keep these Nexus towers from going down? They are going to have to pull the trigger at some point. Downfall thinking about going in with that ultimate. Unstoppable Force is ready. Lengmo going in. That's not who you need to hit. Exotic Fox is down, but that is everybody still alive, and the Nexus will fall. Revolution pick up the win. They pick up the series in a 2-0, making it look easy in game 2.
Yeah, that is exactly what you wanted to see out of Rev. That was the Yorick win condition. He got so much extra gold for his team, and he got so much pressure. There was like 5 minutes straight where Ezreal and Braum were just sitting bot lane with him, and they couldn't even kill him. Usually in that situation, if your top laner is splitting bottom and matching the enemy bot laner, they're not getting any farm from that situation. They're just kind of sitting under tower and hoping the 2v1 doesn't bite them in the butt too hard. But in this situation, Yorick just looked at them and they had to run away. So they had map pressure and they had bot pressure, and that is just a formula for we're gonna get a ton of gold, we're gonna win. There's not much you can do about it. Maybe you'll get a good team fight, but you probably won't because we're so far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, big congratulations to Revolution Uprising for the win there. Game 1 was a little bit hectic. Game 2 major change in strategy, and it showed when they give the opportunity for General Denobi to be able to split push there and give him the resources he needs. There just was not an answer for that.
Yeah, I get props to TFF. They had a strategy, and even though that didn't pan out, just because of individual, not even individual play, really. I think it was just like Rev recognizes their lose con. They knew that if their backline got blew up while Yorick split pushing, that was a recipe for disaster, and they just didn't let it happen. So it was just a really good recognizing of the game state, what you needed to do, what you needed to not do, and good play from both sides. It just they had the draft strategy that was easier to pull off, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, great job by Revolution. I think TFF, they had some bright spots there. There's a couple of spots they need to pick up the pieces a little bit more on. And I think they could absolutely be a threatening team. But that is going to be it for us today at ZGG. I have been Thousand Eyes. This has been Gavin on his first cast. Congratulations, Gavin, on your first cast.
Thank
Try
you,
to
Aaron.
clap a little bit. And that will be it for us. We will see you guys next week. And don't go any don't please go somewhere. Don't stay here for a week. We will be back next Sunday. Have a good night, everybody.